come up and go into Crescent Lunge like this, that's going to have one function. This isn't one of the options that provides an opportunity for a different function. This is just hanging on everything that isn't very good. Okay? But what we can do, if we would like to move more deeply into the hip flexor stretch, right, is we can continue to draw the body up through here. You see how I'm moving down, but I'm not collapsing through here. It's a very subtle difference with a huge effect. Okay? I want to talk about how do we get into the hamstring stretch, the single leg forward fold from here. Right? Forward fold. I put my hand on my sits bone. I want to pull this up and back. Grounding through my heel, I need that stability as I take my trunk into a fold. This extends through the back of my leg. This, I'm not sure what this does. So, this movement, the downward thrust grounding to the heel in equal and dynamic proportion to the extension of the sits bone behind me, relates to the length of my trunk coming forward. See the difference between that? I mean, I can make my leg go straight, right? I don't need to. I got all kinds of stuff happening here. I don't need to get beyond there. That's fine. That is completely different than that, and it is completely different than this. Look at where my pelvis is in relation to my standing leg. It hasn't moved. Right? So I haven't shifted my weight back onto the back leg. Coming from a lunge, from downward dog, we'll pretend I just came from downward dog. If I've lined myself up and I'm over here, never mind what this is doing to my knee, how am I ever going to find my way into a crescent moon without losing stability and everything else? So when we recognize where we've come from, where we're going to, that helps inform how we build our pose from the ground up. And by pressing down, the trunk can come up with the breath, and the pelvis is a part of the trunk. The sacrum is actually a part of the upward movement because the pelvic halves are still helping me to stay stabilized. So here I am moving my spine. When I come into the hamstring stretch, all of this opening that just took place in the crescent moon, I keep with me so that I can get into this shape in order to experience this function. As opposed to there's just not sure about what this would be good for.